Yes, I'm live now. Welcome once again to another new video. This is Santu Sahu and you are watching Sahu's tutorial English literature. Okay. Good evening everyone. Do join quickly. And here I am to begin this session. And in this YouTube session, I will be covering some important MCQ questions, a kind of mock test series for the upcoming UGC NET exam as well as for WB set exam. Do join quickly. I think everything is okay. And I am audible and visible to everyone. I hope that you are all well by the grace of Almighty. Yes, how are you all? Yes, do join quickly and let me know is everything is okay before starting the session. This is my humble request to all the aspirants. Please make sure to subscribe the channel and tap the bell icon to get more notification and to stay updated as well. Do join the Telegram channel, that is Santu Sahu UGC NET. Okay, and in this YouTube video I'll be covering some important MCQ questions. Am I audible to everyone? Please do let me know. Am I audible to everyone? Is it clear now? Please do let me know. Please do let me know. Is everything is okay? Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Good evening, Priyanka. Good evening, Ra. Exactly. Okay, thank you for your confirmations. And this is going to a very fantastic sessions. Okay, very you will be getting to know many new questions. Okay, and here is the UGC for the upcoming UGC NET 2023. Okay, there is the crash course batch already been started. If you want to join my class, you can join. Registration is open. You can WhatsApp me in this number. Okay, here is the number. You can text me. Okay, ping me. I am fine here, everyone. How are you all? How are you all? And for WB said here, there is 5000 NCQ series. Okay, you can buy that. Okay. So I think everything is okay. Now here is the first question on your screen. I am fine here, everyone. How are you all? So here is the first question on your screen. Who is the author of The Writer and the World Essage? So don't want to waste your time. And here is the first question on your screen. Do answer in the comment box. Who is the author of The Writer and the World? The Essage. Okay. Pankaj Misra, V.S. Naipal, Salman Rushdie, Dina Mehta. This is actually a collection of essays. It is actually a collection of essays written by whom? The writer and the world essay. Any idea who wrote the writer and the world and essay? Any ideas? It's not uh, Salman Rushdie. It's not Dina Mehta. It's not even Pankaj Misra. It is actually V.S. Naipal. Okay, exactly, Priyanka. It is V.S. Naipal has written the work, that is writer and the world essay. It's a collection of essays, and here is the explanation. You see that the world and the writer and the world essays 2002 is a collection of essays and many previously published, spanning of the 50-year career of Trinidad-born British writer V.S. Naipal. The book contains some Naipal's most notable essays on post-colonial India, Trinidad and Jair. Originally published in the United States by Knopf, it was issued in paperback by Vintage. The book was edited and introduced by Pankaj Misra. Okay, yeah, got it. Got it. Pankaj Misra has edited and introduced this book, that is The Writer and the World Essays by V.S. Naipal, who is considered the founder of the Jindi Worovak movement. The founder, Ian Moody, Roland Robinson, Rex Ingamels, and Nancy Cato. Here, Jindo Worovak movement is actually an Australian movement during 1930s to 1940s. Mainly, they are white people. They are poets actually. They were trying to integrate in the Australian indigenous subjects and the mythologies as well. Yeah, exactly, Priyanka. Excellent, Rao and Priyanka. It's Rex Ingamels. It is the writer. He is actually considered the founder of the Jindorobek movement and trying to integrate the indigenous Australian subjects in their writing and trying to uh, alienate from the Western countries' influence. The Jindu Orobag movement was an Australian literary movement of the 1930s and 1940s, whose white members, mostly they were poets actually, they were trying to contribute to a uniquely Australian culture through their integration of indigenous Australian subjects, language, and mythology. The movement has started stated aim was its stated aim was to free Australian art from whatever alien influences trammel it and create works based on an engagement with an Australian landscape and understanding of Australian history, traditions, as well as the colonial thing. It was Rex Ingemels, it generally considered the founder of the Jindu Orwag movement. The movement began in Adelaide, South Australia, 1937, when Rex Ingemels and other poets founded the Jindu Orwag Club. And here, Rex Ingemels outlined the movement's aims in a work called On Environmental Values, published in 1937. Butter Chicken in Ludhiana, Travels in Small Town India is a work by which Indian writer? Okay, which Indian writer? Butter Chicken in Ludhiana, Travels in Small Town India. I am giving options here some. Okay, you have B.S. Noipal, you have Salman Rushdie, you have Maheshata Devi, you have Pankaj Misra. Butter Chicken in Ludhiana, Travels in Small Town India, 1995 is a work by which Indian writer has written? Okay, it's not V.S. Naipal actually here. Okay, giving it should be written by Indian writer Salman Rushdie, Maheshwari Pankaj Misra. Butter Chicken in Ludhiana. Hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Gaurav, it's Pankaj Misra. Butter Chicken in Ludhiana, Travels in Small Town India, 1995 works, a work by Pankaj Misra. Okay, and he has even also written works like, okay, let me just take one slide here. Okay, the first work that is Butter Chicken in Ludhiana. Okay, so first work was actually Butter Chicken in Ludhiana. Okay, Butter Chicken in Ludhiana. Second work is second important work is that is the Romantics. Okay, the Romantics is a novel. The Romantics is a novel published in 2000 by Pankaj Misra. Okay, first work is Butter Chicken in Ludhiana, and the Romantics is a novel, is a debut novel. It's a debut novel by Pankaj Misra. Apart from this work, he has also written another famous work that is actually Age of Anger. You can write in Age of Anger. Okay, having the subtitle A History of the Present. A history, a history of the present. Okay, so Butter Chicken in Ludhiana, Romantics, Age of Anger, A History of the Present. Another important work is Run and Hide. Run and Hide. Okay, so these are important works by Pankaj Misra. Write it down. Pankaj Misra has written these important works. These are important works you should know. Okay, The Romantics, the debut novel. Age of Anger, having the subtitle A History of the Present, and Run and Hide is another novel by Pankaj Misra. Okay, have you all written down? Do like the session. Okay, these are very important questions for UGC NET exam, for the perspective of UGC NET exam. Okay, I'm moving to the next slide here. Who was initially chosen to receive the award that the Age of Innocence won, but was rejected by the judges on political grounds? My first question is that who has written the Age of Innocence, and then uh, who was initially chosen to receive the award that the Age of Innocence won? Actually, the Age of Innocence has won the it is Pulitzer Prize. Okay, Pulitzer Prize. Which prize has won? Pulitzer Prize. Okay, Pulitzer Prize for fiction. Pulitzer Prize for fiction. Okay, this is the prize that this novel has won, but was rejected by the judge of political grounds. Who was initially chosen? Initially chosen who? For his work, F. Scott Fitzgerald, Edith Wharton, Sinclair Lewis, Mark Twain. Here the work is The Age of Innocence that won the Pulitzer Prize for fiction, but in that same year, okay, another work was chosen, selected. Yeah, it's right actually. Priyanka, the question is that who was initially chosen to receive the award? Okay, The Age of Innocence is actually written by Edith Wharton. Okay, Edith Wharton is the writer of Age of Innocence. Got it? And she was the first woman to win that prize actually. Got it? So here the Sinclair Lewis is the right answer. Okay, Sinclair Lewis is the right answer for Main Street. Main Street is the novel. Okay, for the Sinclair Lewis was for the first time for she was actually chosen to receive that award, Pulitzer Prize, for Main Street, but later it was actually rejected by the judges on political grounds, and after that it was Edith Wharton got the Pulitzer Prize for fiction for Age of Innocence. Okay, so Age of Innocence, you see, 1920 novel, American author Edith Wharton. It was her eighth novel. It was initially serialized in 1920 in 4 parts. You see that through the committee had initially agreed to give the award to Sinclair Lewis for Main Street. The judges, in rejecting his book on political grounds, established Wharton as the American First Lady of Letters. So here Edith Wharton is known as Edith Wharton is also known as, you see, First Lady of Letters. Write it down, that First Lady of Letters, who is known as here Edith Wharton. Okay, and even she was the first woman to receive the Pulitzer Prize. Got it? Edith Wharton is actually First Lady of Letters. And the story is set in 1870s in upper class Gilded Age, New York City. Wharton wrote the book in her 50s after she was already established a major author in high demand by publishers. Next question. And here you see the protagonist of Age of Innocence is actually, you can write it, the Newland Archer. Newland Archer is actually the protagonist of this novel. Okay, Newland Archer is the protagonist of this novel, who is a lawyer, actually. And even you see that in his marriage ceremony, in his engagement ceremony, a play was performed, that is Faust. Faust is a play that was performed on her marriage ceremony, that is Newland Archer. Faust was performed. That's why this novel, The Age of Innocence, is actually very important. In Moss, how does the author Art Spiegelman represent Jews and the other groups? Moss is actually a novel that is a graphic novel. It's a graphic novel. And the Moss is actually the first graphic novel to win the prize, Pulitzer Prize, to win Pulitzer Prize. First graphic, write it down, that it was the first graphic novel to win the Pulitzer Prize, Moss, by the American writer here, Art Spiegelman. And in that work, He is representing Jews and other groups by how? This is the first. This is the first graphic novel to win the Pulitzer Prize, and its subtitle is actually most subtitle is actually a survivor's tales. A survivor's tales. Okay, a survivor's tale is the subtitle of Moss, written by Art Spiegelman. Here, the Jews are represented as mice, and German or Poles are represented as cats and pigs. Okay, so here B is the right answer. The Jews are represented as mice, whereas Germans and Poles are represented as cats and pigs. So B is the right answer. It's a graphic novel, first graphic novel to win the Pulitzer Prize. And here is the explanation. You see, Moss, often published as Moss a Survivor's Tales. So Survivor's Tales is actually the subtitle of this novel. It's a graphic novel by American cartoonist Art Spiegelman, serialized from 1980 to 1981, and it depicts Spiegelman's interviewing. Spiegelman is actually interviewing his father, and the father survivor during the Holocaust is being told. That's why sometimes critics are classifying this work as a memoir, as a biography, as a history fiction autobiography, or a mix of genres. In 1992, it became the first graphic novel to win a Pulitzer Prize. It is about the experience of his father, about his experience as a Polish Jew and a Holocaust survivor. The work employs postmodern techniques and represents Jews as mice and other Germans and Poles as cats and pigs. Okay, this is very important work. And for UGC NET exam, there is the crash course batch has already been started. If you want to join that batch, you can join. Registration is open. WhatsApp me, and all this is done. Here is question number 6. In what direction does the narrative of Cloud Atlas take the reader? Cloud Atlas is a work by David Mitchell. David Mitchell, the British writer David Mitchell, has written Cloud Atlas. Now, the setting of this novel, Cloud Atlas, is from the 19th century to 20th century, from South Pacific to the Caribbean, from a distant future to a present day, or from the 19th century to a distant post-apocalyptic future. Cloud Atlas is a work by David Mitchell. It's a metafiction, it's a historical fiction, it is as well as a science fiction novel, and which is actually set in the remote South Pacific Ocean to island of Hawaii, that is in America, in a distant post-apocalyptic future. So here the right answer is actually D. From the 19th century to a distant post-apocalyptic future is the setting of this novel. Exactly. So D is the right answer. And I request to all the paid students, please do follow the YouTube sessions, because YouTube sessions are very important. Here the mock test series will be conducted every day. So please do follow the YouTube sessions. Do not miss the session. If you even miss the session, please do watch it later. Okay, got it around? So Cloud Atlas, published in 2004, okay, by the British author David Mitchell. It owns the book, combines metafiction, historical fiction, contemporary fiction, science fiction as well. Here you see, with interconnected nested stories that take the reader from the remote South Pacific in the 19th century to the island of Hawaii in a distant post-apocalyptic future, that is in USA. Its title was inspired by the piece of music of the same name by Japanese composer Toshi Ichabangi. Okay, who is the author of the book Coolie Women, the Odyssey of Indenture? The Odyssey of Indenture. The author of the book called Coolie Kuli women, the Odyssey of Indenture, Taslima Nasrin, Gayatri Bahadur, then Gayatri Bahadur and Gayatri Chakravarti Spivak, Pankaj Misra. Who has written here? Kuli women, the Odyssey of Indenture. And these kind of questions are asked in UGC NET exam. Okay, you'll be getting many unknown writers' works as well. That's why I'm trying to bring such questions. Okay, in every part of the world. Here, exactly. Kuli women, excellent, 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 Gorod. Yeah, it's Gayatri Bahadur. Gayatri Bahadur has written Kuli women, the Odyssey of Indenture. Exactly, talking about Indian and Chinese indenture laborer. Talking about Indian and Chinese Indian laborer. Okay, exactly. The coolie here, Indian and the Chinese indenture laborer. So here B is the right answer. Fantastic. Here now it is B. Okay. Coolie Women full title. Coolie Women Odyssey of Indenture is a book written by Gayatri Bahadur, co-published in 2013 by Harsh and Company of the London. This one. Okay. This book is a biography of Sujaria. Okay, Sujaria, the great grandmother of the author. So this is the biography of Sujaria, the great grandmother of the author, and simultaneously an exploration of the indenture labor system which is practiced in the Caribbean. Tracing Sujaria's 1903 journey as a Brahmin caste, and it's not Gayatri Bahadur, Gayatri Bahadur. Okay, caste women from Bihar. So tracing Sujaria's 1903 journey as a Brahmin caste women from Bihar, and India's poorest state, to the sugarcane plantation of British Guyana, Bahadur owed both archival and published records as well as work folk sources. And here you see that the word coolie, which was used in Atlantic War to refer to primarily Indian and Chinese indentured workers from Asia, is considered a pejorative. Bahadur also chose the title to acknowledge the stigma but also a metaphor for the baggage women carried as a result of colonialism. So, Coolie Women by Gayatri Bahadur. Match the following authors with their books and essays: Edward Said, Joseph Conrad, Michel Foucault, Thomas Babington Macaulay. I know these are very tough questions. You are in the first semester of MA. These are very tough questions. But if you do practice every day, okay, like this, you will be a pro player in the upcoming days. And I'm proud of all of you. I'm proud of all of you that you are all doing well here and hoping your success also. So Edward Said is actually after a long time, isn't it? So here see exactly Edward Said. I remember everyone who has once come live actually earlier as well. Am I right, Isna? So Edward Said is actually a 1978 work Orientalism, Joseph Conrad Heart of Darkness, Thomas Babington Macaulay, that is Minutes upon Indian Education, whereas the Archaeology of Knowledge by Michel Foucault. Okay, so here 1 3 जो भी है that is C exactly 1 3 1 3, then Joseph Conrad 2 4 3 2. Okay, yeah, all of you right here. There C is the right answer. What did Edward Said mean by the term Orientalism? A, B, C, D. What did Edward Said mean by the term Orientalism here? This is a 1978 book. He has given the concepts of, in this work, okay, Orientalism, that was 1978 book. He has given the concepts of Orient and Occident. Okay, Orient and Occident. Orient are the exotic other. Occident are the Western countries. Hmm. Excellent, Gaurav. So Edward Said, exactly. So European colonial domination of the Orient was integrally associated with the how the Orient was conceptualized. So this is Orient was actually a imaginary land. They had conceptualized Orient. They are saying that the Orient are the barbar. They are uncivilized. They are barbaric actually. So Orient was conceptualized, researched and talked about in Europe and presented as contrasting binary of Occident, that is the Western thing exactly. And the discourse about the Orient naturalized the military and economic domination of the Orient by the Occident, and Orientalism as an academic discipline underlined by the millennia old prejudice. This was actually an old prejudice that the Orient represents a backward and barbaric society, whereas the Western are the superior, whereas the Occidents are the superior. Thus justified colonial rule by the Occident. So all of the above is the right answer. Always they have imagined Orient as uncivilized. They are inferior to the to Occident. And for WB said there are 5,000 MCQ series. You can buy that. A mock test series is available for WB said exam. You can buy that actually. You want to buy that mock test series? You can text me here by this number here. Okay, chalo. The literature of which of the following country is not part of the Commonwealth literature? Britain, India, West Indies, Africa. The literature of which of the following country is not part of Commonwealth literature? And who said that Commonwealth literature does not exist? And who says that Commonwealth literature does not exist? Exactly, it's Britain. Okay, Britain is the right answer. And who said that Commonwealth literature does not exist? Got it? Got it, Isna? Exactly, it's Britain. Okay, now here, excellent, good. It's Salman Rushdie. Salman Rushdie has said that common literature does not exist. Even he has also said that black British literature does not exist. Okay, black British literature, common literature does not exist. These are what's spoken by Salman Rushdie. Exactly, all of you right here. Next questions. An appendix on poetic diction was added to the preface to the lyrical ballads in 1800, 1802, 1805, 1815. An appendix on poetic diction was added to the preface to lyrical ballads in 1800, 1802, 1805, and 1815. Exactly, exactly. In 1798, the preface lyrical ballads published, then preface was added in 1800 and 1802. No, 1798 is the lyrical ballads. Okay, lyrical ballads. Preface was added in 1800. Okay, preface was added. Then in 1802 there is the poetic diction. An appendix was added in 1802 edition. Appendix was added. Okay, that was titled as poetic diction. That was added actually. So 1802 is the exactly Priyanka Gordon Nishna. 1802 is the right answer. 1798 lyrical ballads was published. Preface was added in 1800 and an appendix was added in 1802 edition. So here B is the right answer. Dr. Samuel Johnson considered dash superior to all the other kinds of poetry, epic, lyric, song, and ode. Which one is the superior to all the other kinds of poetry here? Hmm. Excellent. Excellent, Ishna. Yeah. Dr. Samuel Johnson considered it's not D actually, Guru, it's epic. Okay. Samuel Johnson has considered epic superior to all other kinds of poetry. So epic is the no, it's not sonnet even, it's epic is the right answer. Excellent. Dr. Samuel Johnson, renowned literary critic of the 18th century, believed that epic poetry was superior to all other forms of verbs. He was the opinion he was the opinion that the best poetry relied on contemporary language and disliked the use of decorative or purposely archaic long language. Epic poetry is the best form of poetry. Lives of the Poets gives us biographical and critical studies of total how many poets were there actually 52 poets, 52, 54, 52, 53, 56 poets. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, exactly. Two different answers actually I've got. Ishna, then Priyanka. Okay. Waiting for good answers and even for Raos here. Lives of the Poets. So work by Dr. Samuel Johnson. Here, the biographical and critical studies of total 52 poets. Ishna. It was total 52 poets were there. Okay. Total 52 poets. 50, it's not 54, it's 52. Remember. Okay. Who is considered to be the founding father? Okay, got it, Priyanka. Even I got A, B, C. No, it's actually 52. B was the right answer actually. Okay. Who is considered to be the founding father of archetypal criticism? Mott Watkins, James Frazer, Northrop Frye, and Carl Jung. Founding father. Mhm. Is it? Founding father is Carl Jung. No, it's not Northrop Frye. Founding father एक बार चेक कर लेना, ठीक है? It's Carl Jung, who has given the concepts of actually collective unconsciousness. Collective unconsciousness. Okay? It's Carl Jung. D is the answer. Founding father of architectural criticism is Carl Jung. ठीक है? Who has given the concepts of collective unconsciousness. Northrop Frye is not the author of which book below? Language and Myth, The Anatomy of Criticism, Fearful Symmetry, Fables of Identity. Which is not the work by Northrop Frye. Language and Myth is actually by Ernst Cassirer. Here, you all know that Anatomy of Criticism is a work by Northrop Frye. Fearful Symmetry is also a work by Northrop Frye, whereas Fables of Identity is also work by Northrop Frye. Whereas Language and Myth is a work by Ernst Cassirer. Is a work by, so here A is the right answer. It is not. Crash course passage already established. Registration open for the crash course batch UGC NET 2023. The author of the archetypal criticism. The author of the archetypal patterns in poetry is a work by archetypal patterns in poetry. Yeah, exactly. A is the right answer. Good. Chalo. Here, archetypal patterns in poetry. It's its archetypal patterns in poetry is a work by Maud Botkin. Okay, it's Maud Botkin has written. Amy Maud Botkin has written archetypal patterns in poetry. It's a work by Maud Botkin. Okay, Amy Maud Botkin is actually was an classical scholar, writer on mythology and literary critics. She is based on for her 1934 book that is Archetypal Patterns in Poetry, Psychological Studies of Imagination, and it is generally taken to be a major work in the applying theories of Carl Jung to literature. Okay, the founding father was actually of archetypal criticism is Carl Jung. The authors of the essays Affective Fallacy and Intentional Fallacy are very easy. Do first. The author of the essays Affective Fallacy and Intentional Fallacy are, and you tell me Rao and Godot, in which work we find the essays. These essays appear in which work of them? They have written collaboratively. The essays called Affective Fallacy and Intentional Fallacy. But now tell me which was the main book where these essays appeared by them. Yeah, it's William Wimsett and Munro Beardsley exactly. William Wimsett and Munro Beardsley has written Affective Fallacy and Intentional Fallacy. Isna got it, Gorod got it, excellent, excellent Rao. Okay, no, याद रखना प्रियंका, इट्स विम्जेड एंड मुंडो बेड्सले, दोनों एक साथ में रहेगा, ठीक है, विलियम विम्जेड एंड मुंडो बेड्सले, ठीक है, दे हैव गिवन दिस affective fallacy and intentional fallacy concepts, and even these are the essays actually. In these essays, they have given the concepts of affective fallacy and intentional fallacy. William Wimsett and Munro Beardsley. Here, the work was the verbal icon, isn't it? Do you remember the verbal icon? The verbal icon is a work by them where these works, affective fallacy and intentional fallacy appears, isn't it? Exactly, exactly, Rao. Fantastic. It's the verbal icon. Excellent, excellent, Rao. In that work verbal icon, these two essays like affective fallacy and intentional fallacy appear. Very good, very good. The magazine founded by John Crow Ransom was Studies in the Meaning of Poetry. Yeah, the fugitive, scrutiny, criterion, Kenyon review. Here I have also done this in paid course. The magazine founded by John Crow Ransom was. Okay, and you know that Alan Tate, John Crow Ransom, they are the fugitives. Okay, they are also fugitives. But here the magazine founded by, scrutiny by whom, criterion by whom, Kenyon review by whom, and fugitive. Criterion by T.S. Eliot, isn't it? Can't you remember criterion T.S. Eliot, isn't it? T.C. Scrutiny by F.R. Leavis. Fugitives was John Crow Ransom is actually one of the members of this fugitive, whereas no, Kenyon Review is the right answer. Kenyon Review. John Crow Ransom has founded this magazine called Kenyon Review. D is the right answer. criterion is associated with T.S. Eliot, isn't it? Here fugitive, John Crow enzyme is actually one of the fugitives. Okay, but it was founded by John Crow enzyme has founded this one actually, Kenyon review. Okay, remember that. एक बार सर्च कर लेना, ठीक है, fugitive क्या, it is your homework, fugitive, scrutiny and criterion and Kenyon review. Okay, after this class do search and try to make notes as well. Okay, fugitives is one of the, John Crow is one of the members of these fugitives, along with Alan Tate, Robert Penn Warren. The essays Hamlet and His Problems is famous for its concepts of dissociation of sensibility, objective correlative, art emotion and life and emotion, and metaphysical wit. Exactly, exactly. Yeah, objective correlative. This concept was given in this essay, Hamlet and His Problems. And you tell me, dissociation of sensibility was given in which work? This is B is the right answer. Now your question is, dissociation of sensibility was given in which work? In which work? This concept by T.S. Eliot was given in which work? Tell me. Got it. Dissociation of sensibility. This work was actually the metaphysical poets, isn't it? The metaphysical poets is the work where the metaphysical poets is the work where T.S. Eliot has given the concepts of dissociation of sensibility, and objective correlative was given in Hamlet and His Problems. And now tell me, no, 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 no. Now the question that I am, Priyanka, I was going to actually ask you, even to all of you actually. Now tell me, theory of personality was given in which work? Theory of impersonality. Theory of impersonality was given in which work? Metaphysical poets, exactly, Gaurav. Fantastic. Fantastic. Objective correlative in Hamlet and His Problems. Dissociation of sensibility was given in, that is your, the metaphysical poets, whereas theory of impersonality was given in, and this work, this theory had influenced I.A. Richards and the other new critics as well. Theory of impersonality, objective correlative, had influenced the new critics. Now it is tradition and individual talent. Exactly. Now tradition and the individual talent. Okay. This is the work where T.S. Eliot has given the concepts of theory of impersonality. Here the mind remains the catalyst. Okay, the mind is acting as a catalyst. Okay, giving the chemical reaction, talking about the chemical reaction. Exactly, the mind remains as a catalyst, does not change. This theory was given by T.S. Eliot in Tradition and the Individual Talent. And these theories had helped to establish the ideas of new criticism. First by I.A. Richards as practical criticism, then in 1941 in America by John Crow Ransom. Which one of the following books was not written by T.S. Eliot? Walt's Body for Lancelot Andrewes, The Sacred Wood, After strange gods. There will be 10 to 15 questions, very easy questions, even in UGC NET exam. But rest of the questions will be very tricky. Okay, 10 to 15 questions will be very easy. Even without reading, okay, you will be able to answer that questions. But then all of the questions will be very tricky. For Lancelot Andrews is a work by T.S. Eliot. Okay. Sacred Wood, you everybody know T.S. Eliot. After Strange God, it is also T.S. Eliot. Whereas excellent Rao, it's Walt's Body. Walt's Body is the right answer. This is actually by John Crow Ransom. John Crow Ransom has written Walt's Body. Okay. Exactly. Walt's Body is a work by John Crow Ransom. Psychology of the Unconscious is a work by Psychology of the Psychology of the Unconscious is a work by Freud, Michel Foucault, then you have Carl Jung, Simon de Beauvoir. Psychology of the Unconscious is a work by Freud, Michel Foucault, Carl Jung, and Simon de Beauvoir. Who has written this work, Psychology of the Unconscious? Tomorrow I will be conducting, okay, conducting like 2 to 3 sessions, okay. Stay tuned for tomorrow's session. We'll be conducting at least 2 sessions. Tomorrow I'll be conducting at least 2 sessions. Psychology of the Unconscious is actually Carl Jung, exactly. It's Carl Jung is the right answer, exactly. Carl Jung has written, okay, and here Psychology of the Unconscious, where he was questioning Freud actually. He was questioning Freud. Carl Jung was questioning Freud and has written Psychology of the Unconscious. I'll be ending the session here today. Today's session will be ended here. Okay. And tomorrow I'll be conducting at least more than 2 sessions. Okay, stay tuned. I will be letting you know in the Telegram channel. I will be letting you know in the Telegram channel. Okay. Good night, everyone. Hmm. And thank you for watching this video. Stay calm and cool and be safe. Thank you, everyone, for watching this video. Okay. And rest of the MCQs will be completed tomorrow. Hmm. Write down all these MCQs in a. You can write it down in your diary book as well as in your copy book. Okay, but do not try to remember all these things by listening. Even writing down all these things is actually the key thing to remember all these things.